fight's not over.
Stop the fight!
People.
Everybody, I come here for everybody. Kill everybody. I'm the champ. I'm the king. Kill everybody. Ah!
All right, welcome back to Broke Bets, guys. We have our UFC 295 bets for you guys. I got Carson here with me as well.
Yes, sir. 295.
Yeah, coming off Lewis versus Almeida, not very good results on our end. You know, when you play a parlay heavy card, that's the risk you run. And, you know, Gabriel Bonfim was, for the most part, everyone's lock of the card. And, you know, just being tested, Nicholas Dalby just, you know, took him into deep waters where he hadn't been. And that cardio couldn't keep up with Dalby's crazy pace he was pushing. What do you think there? I know you have some opinions.
Yeah, I mean, we got him at minus 350 or whatever. That was the best line that came out. Played it right away, and it went up to minus 600 or whatever. So, I mean, we got the best line on it, and it missed. I mean, if it hits, I mean, we're all happy, but it obviously didn't, and everyone's mad.
It's kind of the year of some of the upsets on a lot of these parlays. I see a lot of people not doing as well in parlays this year, but also Jailton Almeida, Derek Lewis, that under 1.5 in that fight, just a mess. You know, because I actually don't blame Almeida as much for that fight being slow. I think Derek was just trying to hold his hands, you know, from bottom position, and then you just can't really do much to the guy if he's just defending submissions. And I don't know. It was a weird fight. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, it seemed like Lewis's neck was like so thick he couldn't get his arms.
And when he would get a choke in, Derek would just turn his head slightly, and yeah. I don't know. Anyway, UFC 295. We got 5 bets for you guys. Let's start it off. I got Kevin Borjas. We both got him here in the flyweight fight between Joshua Van and him. I just feel like, you know, Joshua Van, he definitely did well on his first UFC fight versus Zalgas. He passed the test in a lot of ways. But I do feel like Borjas brings some good attributes in this fight that Zalgas doesn't have. And Borjas, long jab, very fast in and out of range, and you know, works the body. I feel like Zalgas just didn't do many of those things that were possible in that fight, and Joshua Van just took complete control. I think Borjas here puts it on him, and then that's me a good scrap as well. But also, I feel like whoever establishes the low leg kicks in this fight has a really good chance of winning, just with those boxing styles. And if Borjas at a plus 190 does that, I feel like he'll make it through this fight. And I just think the odds are off as well. I think this could be like a plus 150 or even lower for Borjas. I see why he's the underdog, but I do like him to win this fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the odds should definitely be closer here. I think Borjas with his length can take advantage of that long jab. And I feel like this fight goes long, and I think he's got pretty good volume as well and can win a decision.
Yeah, I don't see too many people betting Borjas, and, you know, I could understand that. You know, we typically don't bet, you know, newcomers, but this is a spot where I think it is a little sneaky play. So, next bet, a lot of people probably not with us on this one as well. Matt Frevola, Steamroller.
Steamroller.
I just think, you know, Matt Frevola has been winning these fights in a particular way. We said this in our breakdown video, which is hitting people with their chin up in the air, not protecting their face 2 times in a row. And Benoit Saint-Denis has done that multiple times before versus Gabriel Miranda. Zaleski dos Santos, you know, even though that was a welterweight fight. And then also in his last fight versus Thiago Moises, just leaving his chin up in the air in those pocket exchanges. And Matt Frevola's got serious power, and he could put him down. And I can see, again, I understand why Benoit Saint-Denis is the favorite, but I do like the ability here on Matt Frevola. So, what do you think?
Yeah, Frevola's shown that he has some of the best KO power, knocking out Drew Dober in his last one. He's the first one to do that. And when Benoit Saint-Denis goes into these exchanges, he sits in the pocket for a long time, and Miranda caught him a few times, and so did Thiago Moises. So I think with someone with incredible power that Steamroller has, I think he'll be able to knock him out.
And then you factor in the wrestling base in Frevola's game, being able to get on the ground, scramble. I think that gives some options as well. The only thing I'm really scared about for him in this fight is if Benoit Saint-Denis just body kicks the shit out of him the first 2 minutes of the round or whatever. Other than that, Matt can move his feet. He probably can find the shot. So, yeah. Next bet, Alex Pereira. Gotta take him. I mean, this guy, 2-time, Glory kickboxing champion, or two division. I just feel like he feels range better than Jiri, and Jiri is unorthodox, but he doesn't have flawless fights here in the UFC. He's been hit a lot, and in the Dominic Reyes fight, he ate a lot of punches. And Dom Reyes really isn't doing too well at the moment. I know it's not the best comparison because Jiri could have taken years off that man's life, but he probably did. Alex, I just feel like he'll take advantage of those moments where Jiri exposes himself. And then we saw as well when Jiri got pushed backwards versus Glover, he would get pieced up at times on the feet. Not to mention, Alex gets that low leg kick going round 1, and it gets a little bit damaged on the Jiri side. It's literally like the fight's over for Jiri. So, yeah, I like Alex at a -120. What do you think of the main event?
Yeah, Jiri coming off of that shoulder surgery. And I think Alex Pereira can establish the leg kick. And then when Yuri's blitzing in, he's always keeping his hands low. And I think Pereira will be able to catch him with the left hook and knock him out.
I do feel nervous in some way because I feel like Alex doesn't protect his head super well. And a lot of that is just being super long. But I do think Alex does just keep that long range in this fight. And then once he maybe chews up that leg a little bit, he can start to go forward. And who knows? That might not happen because he might just left hook him in round 1. So we'll see. Going down prop bets and parlays. You got a fantastic line on this bet there, guy.
Yeah, last Sunday, waking up before work, I checked those odds, and sure enough, they were out, and got it at -175. It shot up 200 area, probably 40 minutes after. But anyways, yeah, I mean, reasoning behind this, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. All of Pavlovich's fights in the UFC have ended in round 1, and all of Tom Aspinall's fights in the UFC have ended in under 1.5. The only one that went into the second round was Andrei Arlovsky, and that ended a minute into the second round. So both these guys are killers. They have tons of power, and I think one of them is going down early. I think their average fight time is 2 minutes 30 for each one of them. So we're getting 7.5 minutes here. So I think one of them will be going down.
It's one of those fights, too, where Sergey Pavlovich doesn't know how to move backwards. I mean, the guy is just a wrecking ball coming forwards. And Tom is very similar. He just wants to go after people. He doesn't know anything different. I think even if he thought about pacing the fight, I think 1 minute in, he'll feel the rage and want to go for glory and get that big knockout. But, yeah, I do think that under 1.5 is just... If Derek Lewis and Almeida go the distance the week before on the most improbable thing, it was -350 under 1.5. This fight, I think the odds of it would have been even bigger for the under 1.5 had the Derek Lewis and the Almeida thing hit last week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
I don't know. Maybe it's
I just think with the crowd going crazy. I mean, even the Aspinall Blades fight that lasted 15 seconds. I mean, they were still they started really fast too in that one. So.
Partially why I think Tom Torres ACL in that fight is because he gets started so fast and he doesn't warm himself up into a fight. Obviously, he's warming up in the back, but when you just are walking and then you go full sprint all of a sudden, that's how you get hurt. So. Anyway, yeah, that's another chance there's an injury in this fight. So, going down, final bet, Jamall Emmers and the over 2.5 in the Mark Madsen fight, or Jared Gordon and Mark Madsen. Emmers super underrated, super well-rounded. Dennis Buzukja, I think that this guy is pretty solid. However, I think he's more of a tough guy. He's able to take the damage. Nothing in his game stands out as incredible. And in the Mark Madsen Jared Gordon fight, over 2.5 rounds, I mean, Gordon has gone over a lot, and Mark Madsen is scared of gassing out, and he will he'll be like Bilal in this fight. He'll circle, try to go for a takedown late in the round to score points, and this one should go over. The only scare would be like Jared Gordon. His chin isn't fully recovered after that headbutt from Bobby Green, but other than that, I think this one goes over.
Yeah, I mean, Jared Gordon's really not finishing anybody in the UFC, and I mean, Mark Madsen's just trying to wrestle, and
the only thing Jared Gordon finished
decision.
was Paddy Pimblett's hype train. That's bad.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he did do a pretty good job of finishing that.
Other spots I was looking at, possibly Steve Erceg, Alessandro Costa. I think both those guys could be staring at each other a lot. However, I don't feel like I should play that. I thought the Borshchev Sadykhov under 2.5 was a good option, but I do think that it could just be one of Borshchev's fights where he gets out grappled and we just make it to a decision, so I'm not trying that. Were you looking at Diego Lopez at all, Carson?
No, not really. No, not betting wise. I'm rooting for him, but
right. It's a hype name. Everybody, you kind of want to bet on him. It feels really tempting, but yeah. Any other spots you're looking at in this card?
I mean, Frevola, Benoit under. I just don't want to put more on that fight.
Right. I feel like we got the value play where it stands. All right, guys. Well, hopefully UFC 295 is a good turnaround. Get back to the winning ways. And stay tuned, of course, for the next breakdown. And anything else from you?
No, sir.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
I know. It doesn't matter from the trenches. I'm built like this. Don't doubt me, I couldn't do it.